Hey guys, this is Simone from Your Guitar Academy. Welcome to this new lesson. Today we are going to learn One Kiss by Calvin Harris with Dua Lipa. So we will learn how to play this song with standard tuning and no capo, and how to play the song with the capo on the 5th fret. So we will see both options for beginners. This is basically a beginner song, and we can play that mainly with a pick, but I will show you at the end of this video even how to play a cool finger picking arrangement. So let's get started with the first 4 chords. So the first 4 chords are A minor, then B flat major 7, then F major 7, and then D minor. Right. Let's see how to play these chords. So the A minor is played with the second finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. When you play this chord, just make sure that you mute with the thumb the low E string on top, because you want to have as a root note the open A string. Okay, so the second chord is a B flat major 7. So this time the root note, so the B flat, is the 1st fret of the A string. So you want to go there with the 1st finger. Then you will have the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and the pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string, like this. When you play this chord, make sure you mute again the top string, the low E string, this time not with the thumb, but with the top part of the 1st finger, like this. So you just want to gently touch it to avoid it ringing like this, which doesn't sound good, so you want to play like this. It's up to you if you want to play this chord as a bar chord, like this, or if you want to actually just mute the bottom string, like I'm doing, and it sounds like this. I think it sounds lovely like that, but if you prefer to play a proper bar chord, you just bar it until the bottom string. That's absolutely fine. The third chord that we are going to play is an F major 7. So we play the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, like this. And we leave the 1st string at the bottom, the high E, open. With the thumb, we only mute the E string and the A string, so we mute 2 strings, so that it sounds like this. So at the end of the day, we are only playing 4 strings at the bottom. And then we have the D minor. The D minor has 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, then 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And once more, the root note is on the D string, is the open D string. So you want to cover the top 2 strings, E and A, with the thumb to avoid them ringing. Obviously, don't push too much, otherwise you will play other sounds that you don't want. You just want to play like this, a very clean D minor. So let's go through the counting for the beats. We are in 4/4. There is a fast dance groove, and basically we can count the chords in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically 1 bar per chord, except for the last bar, the 4th bar, where you play half bar F major 7, 2 beats, 1, 2, and D minor, another 2 beats, 3 and 4, 3, 4. So the last bar again is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, practice with me these chords a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can play the first part of the song entirely like this, just playing 1 stroke per chord with no actual rhythm. It's just counting 1, 2, 3, 4 every bar. Okay, then in the second part of the song, it's a sort of chorus. There is more like a dance groove, like I said before, and it's really, really fast. So I suggest you to play it with a pick, playing a proper strumming pattern like this one. Let's see how to play this. So I start in the first beat just playing 1 downstroke. Then in the second beat I play down, down, up. So 1 E and a 2 E and up. for who wants to count this in 16ths. Then in the third beat, I go down without hitting the strings, and I only play up, down. So down, up without hitting the strings, like nothing, up, down, nothing. And then in the fourth beat, I mainly play only one downstroke, or if you want, you can play one downstroke and then two ghosts while you are moving to the next chord. So slowly, the whole bar groove comes like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. All the time like this for every chord, like. In the last bar. So I would play the last bar, honestly, just 1, 2, 3, 4, one downstroke per beat. Okay, it's very important that when you try this, you remember that since it's really fast, what you really want to get is the accents. The accents on 2 and 4, the second and the fourth will be like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the end of the day, whatever you play in the other beats, what it really matters is the accent on 2 and 4 to have this kind of dance groove. Okay, that's really, really important. Obviously, start very, very slow, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Right. For who is a bit more advanced, this is not obviously the only way, to play these chords. You can play these chords anywhere else on the fretboard. So for instance, you could play the A minor as a bar chord on the 5th fret. You could play the B flat major 7 here with a root note on the low, E string on top on the 6th fret, like 6th fret with the first finger, 7th fret, 3rd and 4th fingers of the D and G strings, and then the 2nd finger on the 6th fret again on the B string. Making sure that you mute the bottom E and the A string this time. There's a B flat major 7 as well. You could play the F major 7 here with a root note on the 8th fret of the A string. That's a sort of C shape. And then you can play the D minor, for instance, here. So it's a bar chord on the 5th fret. This time it's a lower bar because you want to play the bar until the 5th fret of the A string, and then playing an A minor shape to finish your D minor, like this. Yes. So all together they could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In this case, you move the hand probably a bit less. So if you are familiar with these positions, you can play them. Or if you are more a beginner, just go to the open positions and play 1, 2, 3, 4. Only this one would be probably a bit tricky at the beginning, but as I said, you don't have to play a bar here, so it shouldn't be that hard after a few times that you practice this. Then F major 7 here and the D minor. Okay, this is how we can play this in standard tuning with no capo. There is only one more progression to see. It's a bridge. The bridge happens like after 2 minutes and a half of the song, and it's a very short piece. It's 4 bars that you play 4 times, starting from the F major 7. So you can start with the F major 7 here for 1 bar. Then you go to a G. I'm playing the G now, like a bar chord without the bar, just using my thumb here to play the G. But you can play any G, even this G in open position if you know it, or the easier G for beginners. It's completely up to you, like F major 7, going to G, that's absolutely cool. Then from here you go to A minor, and then you play the 4th bar, half A minor, half B flat. Even here, I think we should play a B flat major rather than a B flat major 7 here. So not the chord that we played before, but we can play same note here, the B flat on the 1st fret of the A string. And then with the ring finger, you can play a mini bar of D, G, and B string on the 3rd fret. Let me come closer to the cam so that you can see it better, like this. That's what I'm doing. Probably this is not incredibly easy for beginners. That's why I will show you in a minute the version with the capo 5. It's up to you. So in this case, the bridge could be 1, 2, 3. Sorry, from the F major 7 first, like 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you play this 4 times. So once more, the chords are F major 7, G, A minor, and in the last bar you play 1 and 2 on the A minor, 3 and 4 on the B flat. This is the bridge. You play this 4 times, so it's a total of 16 bars. But it happens only once in the whole song. For the rest of the song, you just stay with the main progression that we saw, which is basically A minor, B flat major 7, F major 7, and then half F major 7, half D minor. Okay, the rhythm is always like this. Never stop this right hand. This is the only trick that I can tell you. It's just always the groove always comes from the wrist on the right hand, very loose. Never stop this. Okay, maybe you can add a bit of palm muting, so you can use your palm very close to the bridge of your guitar, just to get a bit of control on the strings that you are playing, like feel free to use as many ghost notes as you want. This sounds absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see now another version. So how to play exactly the same chord, same rhythm, just if we use the capo, the lovely capo, on the 5th fret. So now we pretend that the guitar starts here. So everything I will say will be like if the guitar neck is starting now here on the 5th fret. So if I say, for instance, what's the first chord I could say? An E minor here. I don't mean an E minor, I mean this shape, but here, starting from the 5th fret. So you leave 1 fret empty, and then on the 2nd fret from the 5th, which is actually the 7th, you will go there with the 2nd and the 3rd fingers on the A and D strings, like this. That's an E minor. Okay, it sounds like an A minor, because it's like what I showed you before, like if you play the A minor with the bar on the 5th fret. Imagine to have the first finger where you actually have the capo now, and then playing with these 2 fingers. This looks like an A minor with the bar, but if you don't want to use the bar, you can use your capo and just play an E minor shape, and it's exactly the same chord. So the progression now with the capo 5 becomes E minor, F major 7, so the chord that we saw before. From here you go to C major 7. Now, for who is a bit more beginner, never played the C major 7. C major 7 is a fantastic chord that is exactly like a C major without the first finger. So even easier. You only use 3rd finger and 2nd finger, and you mute everything on top with the thumb. Like this. That's a C major 7. From here, you basically play the 4th bar, half C major 7 and half A minor, the chord that we saw before. So the progression now with capo 5 is E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, F major 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, C major 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now half C major 7, half A minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and F major 7, 3, 4, and C major 7, 3, 4, C major 7, A minor. Practice with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rhythm still the same. Okay, the rhythm is always the same. How can you play the bridge now? So the 4 bars that change after 2 minutes and a half pretty much of the recording. You now play this bridge like a C major 7, going to a D. I would suggest to play maybe a D sus2, which means that you just remove the bottom finger 4 from the D like this. So you have only 1st and 3rd finger. That's your D. D sus2, but if you want you can play just a D major, it's exactly the same. So you can play C major 7 for 1 bar, then D or D sus2 for another bar, then you play E minor for another bar, and then the last bar you play half E minor, half F. Now how can we play the F? We have several ways to play the F. You can play an F with a bar if you like, if you know the bar chords and you want to play only one bar chord in the whole song. Or you can play the same position as I showed before, so without the bar. So imagine this E shape with the F. You remove the first finger, you go at the bottom just to cover 2 strings, and you use your thumb here to play the root note, the F. So the F looks like this. If even this one is a bit too hard for you, you can either play an F just as a triad shape, which means third finger, second and first. I'm on the D, G and B string, possibly muting the bottom string with the first finger and using the thumb to mute the top 2 strings. So it sounds like this. I'm actually playing only 3 strings, 1, 2 and 3. Or if you can't mute the bottom string and you let it open, it's no problem. It just sounds like an F major 7, which is in the key, so it sounds good in this song. We played that already before, so that's absolutely fine. So again, this bridge with a capo 5 would be like this: C major 7, 3, 4, D, or D sus 2, E minor, 3, 4, 1, 2, F 4, C major 7, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 3, 4, 1, 2, F. Any shape for the F is fine. Okay, so there are no other chords to learn, no other rhythms. So this is pretty much everything you have to learn. So you can just grab your guitar, practice with me, maybe rewind a bit the video and just try to practice with me, counting the beats. The only important thing is being on top of the beat, being on top of the rhythm. Then if you are a bit more advanced, you can even try the strumming pattern that I showed before. What about if you don't want to play with a pick? You can remove your capo, or you can even keep your capo if you like to play with capo 5, the same chords that I showed you. But I will show you the finger style arrangement without the capo. So in the other version that I showed before, where the chords were A minor, B flat major 7, F major 7, F major 7, D minor. Now, what I play is basically the same, using my thumb to create a percussion on the beats 2 and 4, rather than doing an accent like I used to do with the strumming. So I can play every chord. I'm playing only 4 strings. So I want to tell you for each chord which ones are the strings that I'm playing, so that you can try to do exactly the same with a rhythm that fits into the groove. Now the A minor, I'm playing the thumb on the A string and then index, middle and ring finger on the D, G and B string, like this. B flat major 7, exactly the same. So A, D, G and B strings. Then F major 7, I move lower with my right hand. So I'm playing D, G, B and E string. Last chord, D minor, I do the same. D, G, B and E string. So all together. I know that you have to be familiar with the finger picking to try to follow something like that, because I play all the strings together, then I do the percussion, I arpeggiate them like one by one before I play the second percussion on 4. So you have to be familiar with that. But if you practice a bit already, a bit of finger picking, this is an incredible way to play a very easy and mellow arrangement of a disco song like that. Imagine you are playing this for a singer. That sounds crazy. Great. Okay, right. So we went through the chords, the structure, we went through the 2 different options with a capo and without, the main pattern, the bridge. You also saw this little extra with a finger style arrangement. I think this is pretty much everything you need for this amazing song by Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa called One Kiss. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments here below. If you like this kind of content and you don't want to lose any other lesson that we are creating very soon, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website here below. If you want to support us and be part of the YGA team, you can visit our Patreon page here below, down in the description link, and have access to even more material available only for our Patreon subscribers. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.